You only have to do a very few things right in your life, so long as you don't do too many things wrong. You can take my life, but you'll never break me. So bring me your worst, and I will definitely give you mine. I am afraid, not of life or death or nothingness, but of wasting it as if I had never been. Go on with what your heart tells you, or you will lose all.
If a general shows confidence in his men, but always insists on his orders being obeyed, the gain will be mutual.
You are where you are right now because of the actions you've taken, or maybe the inaction you've taken. The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. There are two ways to be fooled. One is to believe what isn't true. The other is to refuse to believe what is true. Dogs are not our whole life, but they make our lives whole. It's harder to make the glass than break the glass. Once you reject fear, you will become the perfect candidate to receive and reflect truth. Whatever happens to your body, your soul will survive, untouched. When all seems to be against you, remember, a ship sometimes has to sail against the current, not with it. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. The most believable lies are the ones that are at least a little bit true.
We all make choices, but in the end, our choices make us.
The universe doesn't like secrets. It conspires to reveal the truth, to lead you to it.
The truth is the kindest thing we can give folks in the end.
The world is a prison in which solitary confinement is preferable.
Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself.
When you are living the best version of yourself, you inspire others to live the best versions of themselves. If you do not enjoy a moment, you lose it forever. If you enjoy it, it is yours forever. Without deep reflection, one knows from daily life that one exists for other people.
Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind.
Sometimes you weren't supposed to share pain. Sometimes it was best just to deal with it alone. Wrong does not cease to be wrong because the majority share in it. Those who flow as life flows know they need no other force. A burning desire has devious ways of transmuting itself into its physical equivalent.
Keep a little fire burning, however small, however hidden. All shall be done, but it may be harder than you think.
Dedicate yourself to what gives your life true meaning and purpose. Make a positive difference in someone's life. The true delight is in the finding out rather than in the knowing. If you start by promising what you don't even have yet, you'll lose your desire to work towards getting it. Don't give up at halftime. Concentrate on winning the second half.
The truth is, like salt, men want to taste a little, but too much makes everyone sick.
If time is precious, no book that will not improve by repeated readings deserves to be read at all.
You get what you focus on, so focus on what you want. It can only take a moment to waste the rest of your life. Never say that I have taken it, only that I have given it back.
When you open your mind, you open new doors to new possibilities for yourself and new opportunities to help others. The soul should always stand ajar, ready to welcome the ecstatic experience.
The line between disorder and order lies in logistics.
The torch of doubt and chaos, this is what the sage steers by. When I explored my deeper mind, I could understand that my life is only an illusion, an apparent reality. Always remember people who have helped you along the way, and don't forget to lift someone up.
You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. Small good decisions will lead you to the glorious path of success.
It is quite simple to live a life of progress, have a vision, and be committed to the process required for success. A kind thought, word, or action creates infinite ripples of caring, consideration, and peace. We have 40 million reasons for failure, but not a single excuse.
Everything in life is speaking in spite of its apparent silence.
Don't only practice your art, but force your way into its secrets, for it and knowledge can raise men to the divine. A corner is important. It provides privacy and an anchor and lets you exist independently of the room. Life is not like water. Things in life don't necessarily flow over the shortest possible route. Anyone who lives within their means suffers from a lack of imagination. What you perceive as a failure today may actually be a crucial step towards the success you seek. Never give up. The only time you should ever look back is to see how far you've come.
Yesterday is not ours to recover, but tomorrow is ours to win or lose. You can't understand where someone's going unless you understand where they've been. Death is unstoppable. One must face it as a fact of life.
To invent your own life's meaning is not easy, but it's still allowed, and I think you'll be happier for the trouble.
Science is organized knowledge. Wisdom is organized life. Nothing makes a person happier than having a happy heart.
The truth is found when men are free to pursue it.
In the desire to control others, we lose control over ourselves. People throw stones at you, and you convert them into milestones.
You can't just wish change. You have to live the change in order for it to become a reality. People are successful because they think and act like successful people.
It would be so nice if something made sense for a change.
Why can you see the stars at night, but not the light? In the high country of the mind, one has to become adjusted to the thinner air of uncertainty. Thought is so cunning, so clever, that it distorts everything for its own convenience.
Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great.
It's only after you've stepped outside your comfort zone that you begin to change, grow, and transform. When all is said and done, all anyone has left is their integrity at their core. Don't give that away too.
Life did not intend to make us perfect. Whoever is perfect belongs in a museum.
Intelligence is more important than strength. That is why Earth is ruled by men and not by animals. Once you realize you deserve a bright future, letting go of your dark past is the best choice you will ever make. Your emotions are the slaves to your thoughts, and you are the slave to your emotion.
I encounter one example after another of how relative truth is. When you take control of your attitude, you take control of your life. In order to form an immaculate member of a flock of sheep, one must, above all, be a sheep.
It all goes away. Eventually everything goes away.
I think it was the institution. I was trying to master it.
Capabilities are clearly manifested only when they have been realized.
Doubting your judgments is the beginning of enlightenment. What the superior man seeks is in himself. What the small man seeks is in others.
When you do the right thing, you get the feeling of peace and serenity associated with it. Do it again and again. To achieve peace, it is crucial to eliminate unnecessary bureaucracy that prevents peace processes from advancing. If he sends reinforcements everywhere, he will everywhere be weak.
A rose does not answer its enemies with words, but with beauty.
Common man's patience will bring him more happiness than common man's power. People are going to say what they want to say and think what they want to think, and I can't change their minds. As a leader, you're not paid to make decisions. You're paid to get results from decisions. If you can convince people that freedom is injustice, they will then believe that slavery is freedom. You have forgotten the one who doesn't care about ownership, who doesn't try to turn a profit from every human exchange.
Sometimes, not getting what you want is a brilliant stroke of luck.
It is rare for people to be asked the question which puts them squarely in front of themselves.
Everything is hard before it is easy.
They might pay you to vote for them, but having a wrong government in place, you pay it with your life. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts.
Life is like an onion. You peel it off one layer at a time, and sometimes you weep.
Learn as if you will live forever. Live like you will die tomorrow. Gotta keep my head above water. Gotta make it through. The difference between the impossible and the possible lies in a person's determination. Don't live down to expectations. Go out there and do something remarkable.
The most important thing about a technology is how it changes people.
Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. I figured something out. The future is unpredictable. There is no greatness where there is not simplicity, goodness, and truth. You must have someone in your circle who you can bounce off your ideas without being dissuaded. Those who make conversations impossible make escalation inevitable. The splendid thing about falling apart silently is that you can start over as many times as you like. If life were predictable, it would cease to be life and be without flavor.
If you can dream it, you have the innate ability to make it a reality in your life.
All you have to do is write one true sentence. Write the truest sentence that you know.
We are finite, in that we are a product and source of the infinite.
Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's watching, and doing as you say you would do.
What keeps life fascinating is the constant creativity of the soul.
There is no sickness worse for me than words that to be kind must lie. Just keep moving forward and don't give a shit about what anybody thinks. Do what you have to do for you. Nothing in the world is ever completely wrong. Even a stopped clock is right twice a day. Receiving is good, but giving is much better. Nevertheless, sharing is the best. Success goes to the ones who do. Get up, show up, throw up if you have to. Do it afraid, but do it no matter. To exist is to change is to mature is to go on creating oneself endlessly. Everything in this world happens with a purpose. You are born in this world with a purpose. You are chosen by purpose. Almost everything is changeable, improvable, and achievable unless the laws of nature prevent it from happening. A need for revenge can burn long and hot, especially if every glance in a mirror reinforces it. Man is the only creature who refuses to be what he is. When one door of happiness closes, another opens.
Small circle, private life, and peaceful mind.
The only faithfulness people have is to emotions they're trying to recapture.
Follow your heart. Listen to your inner voice. Stop caring about what others think.
Every existing thing is born without reason, prolongs itself out of weakness, and dies by chance. A smart person knows how to talk. A wise person knows when to be silent. You do not immortalize the lost by writing about them. Language buries but does not resurrect. It does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live. If I had to live my life again, I'd make the same mistakes, only sooner. Don't waste your energy trying to change opinions. Do your thing and don't care if they like it. It is better to walk in light than to dance in darkness. In life, you always see the darkest days before the sunshine.
Remove the clowns from your life before you become one.
Taking pictures is savoring life intensely, every 100th of a second. With every part you act, there must be a little of yourself in it. There isn't, it's not acting, it's lying. Though the road's been rocky, it sure feels good to me.
Beware of the small things. A small leak can sink a great ship.
This body is fragile. It is just flesh. Listen to the heartbeat. Life depends on the pumping of a muscle. One must work and dare if one really wants to live. Life is much more successfully looked at from a single window.
You become mature when you become the authority of your own life. Opening up to the wrong person is like putting ammo in their hands.
There are things you can't walk away from, not if you want to live with yourself afterward. After all, a homeless man has reason to cry. Everything in the world is pointed against him. The cause of most of man's unhappiness is sacrificing what he wants most for what he wants now. It is not needful for our dreams to be very grand nor very big. It is only needful for our dreams to be very shiny. Do not get obsolete like an old technology. Keep innovating yourself. I failed to communicate. That's why I chose to leave.
Forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. Notice the difference between being in control and needing control.
One of the most healing things you can do is recognize where in your life you are your own poison. Try it before you doubt it, because it might just be for you.
Men don't need linguistic talent. They just need courage and words. Enchantment lies in everyday moments if you are observant.
I always make sure that the world will prove me right. It gives me the freedom to contradict myself.
Serious thinkers are few, and the world is ruled by crude ideas.
The circumstances surrounding your birth is not as important as the opportunity to live life. We never know the quality of someone else's life, though we seldom resist the temptation to assume and pass judgment. It does not take courage to kill, it takes courage to live. I am the truth, since I am part of what is real, but neither more nor less than those around me. The hardest battle you are ever going to have to fight is the battle to be just you. To write well, express yourself like the common people, but think like a wise man.
You can change your mind. Don't let your mind change you.
Good people are good because they've come to wisdom through failure. We get very little wisdom from success, you know. Alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much.
Build your opponent a golden bridge to retreat across. A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep.
Books didn't make me wallow in darkness. Darkness made me wallow in books.
You will find the key to success under the alarm clock.
Only he who attempts the absurd is capable of achieving the impossible. The only person who can pull me down is myself, and I'm not going to let myself pull me down anymore. We are alone, live our lives lacking anything better to do, devise reason later. Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. You can be that generation. If you don't let go of the wrong people, you'll never meet the right people. The elevator to success is out of order. You'll have to use the stairs, one step at a time.
In a time of deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act.
If you're not falling down occasionally, you are just coasting.
Deal with your past so that it won't affect your future. Every act of goodness is born from our desire to be happy.
Life is a dance. Mindfulness is witnessing that dance. People are not lazy. They simply have impotent goals. That is, goals that do not inspire them.
Face your life, its pain, its pleasure. Leave no path untaken.
Change may not always bring growth, but there is no growth without change. All these years of thinking, ending up like this, in front of all this beauty, understanding nothing. It is easy to be conspicuously compassionate if others are being forced to pay the cost.
Transmit the established facts. Do not transmit words of exaggeration. If you do that, you will probably come out all right.
The secret of life, though, is to fall 7 times and to get up 8 times. Ordinary people merely think how they shall spend their time. A man of talent tries to use it. As architect of your reality, you are empowered to create it as you choose. Dream your dream and realize that you are more than just the dreamer. You are the point of origin for its reality. For every dilemma, find at least 3 or 4 possible solutions. The creative process leads to better results. Without a sense of identity, there can be no real struggle.
Reason is, and ought only to be the slave of the passions.
If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader.
Good order results spontaneously when things are let alone.
The bounties of space, of infinite outwardness were 3: empty heroics, low comedy, and pointless death. All you know is what you think you know, but that isn't always what's real.
Anger dwells only in the bosom of fools.
No dirt can touch me like an ocean. Everything that comes to me becomes clean. Life is a drama full of tragedy and comedy. You should learn to enjoy the comic episodes a little more. You never change your life until you step out of your comfort zone. Change begins at the end, your comfort zone. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. Man is able to decide for or against reason. He is able to create beyond reason or to destroy below reason. For it is our scars that show us where we've been. Let them not dictate where we are going. One is not struck by the truth until prompted quite accidentally by some external event.
Set the troops to their tasks without imparting your designs.
Rewards and punishments are the lowest form of education. Calmer you are, the clearer you think.
Write it on your heart that every day is the best day in the year.
To avoid disappointment, expect nothing from nobody. If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. Sometimes I can hear my bones straining under the weight of all the lives I'm not living.
Apparent confusion is a product of good order. Apparent cowardice of courage, apparent weakness of strength.
Who we are in the present includes who we were in the past.
Invincibility depends on oneself, the enemy's vulnerability on him. The journey is what brings us happiness, not the the destination. Without subtle ingenuity of mind, one cannot make certain of the truth of their reports.
What a waste my life would be without all the beautiful mistakes I've made. Molecules dissolve and pass away, but consciousness survives the death of the matter on which it rides. I can learn to live with guilt. I don't care about being good. When the going gets tough, put one foot in front of the other and just keep going. Don't give up.
Convince your enemy that he will gain very little by attacking you. This would diminish his enthusiasm.
Yea, all things live forever, though at times they sleep and are forgotten. Nothing can disturb your peace of mind, unless you allow it to. One of the most important things in life is family. If your origin is bad, it will affect your future negatively. Nobody's going to win all the time. On the highway of life, you can't always be in the fast lane. The point of modernity is to live a life without illusions while not becoming disillusioned. Better to shun the bait than struggle in the snare.
Remember, if you play small, you stay small.
No amount of regretting can change the past, and no amount of worrying can change the future. Sacrifice is a part of life. It's supposed to be. It's not something to regret, it's something to aspire to. My eyes were glued on life and they were full of tears. If a man is to shed the light of the sun upon other men, he must first of all have it within himself.
Truth is as straight as an arrow, while a lie swivels like a snake. The superior man thinks always of virtue. The common man thinks of comfort.
We don't make mistakes, just happy little accidents. Reality is what trips you up when you walk around with your eyes closed. Regret is mostly caused by not having done anything. And all the lives we ever lived, and all the lives to be, are full of trees and changing leaves. To hide feelings when you are near crying is the secret of dignity.
For we can only know that we know nothing, and a little knowledge is a dangerous thing.
You owe no one explanation of what you do, especially those who ask not to help but to judge you. To be successful, you have to be out there. You have to hit the ground running.
For any sin, we all suffer. That is why our suffering is endless. The men of old breathed clear down to their heels. Life is short. Live it. Love is rare. Grab it. Anger is bad. Dump it. Fear is awful. Face it. Memories are sweet. Cherish them.
Summer is for surrendering. Winter is for wondering. People are, generally speaking, either dead certain or totally indifferent. One always has a better book in one's mind than one can manage to get onto paper. The only difference between money and blank paper is that I can use blank paper for campfire.
No matter how safe and beautiful it is, a cage is still a cage. In business, professionalism is not a tactic, but a moral value. Positive expectations are the mark of the superior personality.
No matter what happens or how bad it seems today, life does go on and it will be better tomorrow. Positive anything is better than negative nothing.
Don't be afraid of being different. Be afraid of being the same as everyone else.
Use the wings of the flying universe. Dream with open eyes. See in darkness. And whatever my life had been up to that day, it was another life after that. And that is the gospel truth. Time doesn't heal emotional pain. You need to learn how to let go. The only way to survive eternity is to be able to appreciate each moment.
A fool despises good counsel, but a wise man takes it to heart. There's nothing you can't do if you want it bad enough.
There's no moment more precious than the exact moment you are living now.
There's no point having wishes if you don't at least try to do them.
I do not know what the heart of a rascal may be, but I know what is in the heart of an honest man. It is horrible.
I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think.
Sometimes life doesn't happen in chronological order. Only the wisest and stupidest of men never change.
The fruit of empty hopes is more bitter than the saddest truth.
Temperament is just an elite perception of who you seem to be right now, not who you will ever be.
A man should look for what is, and not for what he thinks should be.
Miracles don't just happen. You have to work to succeed. You have to have an achievable dream. When you make the dream of your heart a treasure of heaven, it holds an eternal value. A strange thing, words. Once they're said, it's hard to imagine they're untrue. It's a lie to think you're not good enough. It's a lie to think you're not worth anything. Don't leave a piece of jewelry at his house so you can go back and get it later. He may be with his real girlfriend. When you can't get what you want, get what you need.
I do not like to repeat successes. I like to go on to other things.
Stress is temporary, but the lessons you learn from it can last a lifetime. Night is a time of rigor, but also of mercy. There are truths which one can see only when it's dark. For some unknown reason, success usually occurs in private, while failure occurs in full view.
Being true to yourself is the greatest force to uncover the soul. Leaders are limited by their vision rather than by their abilities. To think too long about doing a thing often becomes its undoing.
I trust that everything happens for a reason, even if we are not wise enough to see it.
Every ounce of my cynicism is supported by historical precedent.
Sometimes it takes years for a person to become an overnight success. If you don't behave as you believe, you will end by believing as you behave.
I know the joy of fishes in the river through my own joy as I go walking along the same river. Instinct is a makeshift, an admission of helplessness before the problem of reality.